And welcome to Shut-Ins Unplugged. I'm your host, Gavin the Chef Cook.
I'm Zach Gerchek.
I'm Brendan Magnuson.
And our special guest today,
Robby. Hello, everybody.
hi Robby.
Hi, Zach. Gavin.
Got him!
Wow, that's how it is.
He likes me more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robby, you can use the cursor now too.
Okay, sweet.
So my feelings just slightly hurt, but it's cool. It's fine. Only gonna cry about it later. But we're gonna play a game today. And that game is we're gonna pitch a movie. Specifically a movie catered towards Robby's like wheelhouse, what he is into and whatnot. It's a new game idea that Zach came to me with.
Yippee.
And I think it's really cool, and we can do a whole bunch of different things with it. What?
Zach's idea?
He stole it from Jackbox.
I put it in the thing.
He had a similar idea, admittedly.
No, I meant like before we made the plan.
Oh, I got you.
Zach had just said like we could just pitch each other movies.
Listen, this guy is a drama king.
Oh, shush.
on air.
Shush your
Don't
face.
start
I'm
anything.
just playing, bro. No,
Okay.
but I mean, but in this instinct, we're doing Marvel movies, correct?
Yes.
I hope so, because that's what I made.
Yes. Yeah, Marvel as a whole, it doesn't have to be MCU, but odds are it will be. Because there's not a whole lot that's Sony loved right now, minus Spider-Verse. But, so what we're going to do is each one of us will get about 5 minutes-ish to pitch the title, characters, casting, etc., etc. Plot line, you don't have to go into extreme detail or anything, but a simple plot base. And then since it's Marvel, you can talk about like mid-credit ideas, post-credit ideas, etc., etc. After you're done with your pitch, Robby will get his chance to ask questions. He'll be able to ask anything further that you may have missed in your pitch, etc., etc. Once we're all done, Robby will get a chance to ask more questions that he may seem fit. And then Robby will choose the movie that he'll be buying tickets to go see.
Yeah. You guys better bring some heat today.
Oh, I'm bringing heat.
I have so much heat.
So much heat. So much heat. Zach, do you want to start us off?
You know what? Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll go ahead and go. So, I'm going. So this is a Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
Not like the next Spider-Man movie, but one down the line.
Mhm.
In my notes, I wrote specifically like after a kind of Clone Wars, like Clone Saga Spider-Man kind of movie. You know what I mean? So like we already got Kane, we got Ben Reilly, maybe some other characters, some sort of movie that I did not feel like writing because let's be real, we might get one of those someday.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of make a movie idea that introduced a bunch of the weird, wacky Spider-Man villains that would come out of the woodwork, especially with how we had She-Hulk kind of, introduce like a Leapfrog and all the,
Oh, yeah.
the goofy characters. I want to see like my man, like Paste Pot Pete, The Wall, Big Wheel, the goofy characters. As well as some of the other like I don't want to say generic, but like I kind of just called them like power suit characters that aren't like Scorpion and they're not like Rhino. They're more just like, yeah, I have a power suit that gives me powers. I don't like Spider-Man because he's trying to stop me from doing crimes.
Mhm.
Like, so we got like Chance, who like his whole thing, he just has like generic super suit pretty much. Like that's his whole thing. It's like super speed, super strength, super, like mercenary suits, kind of strike back, which has like steel rings which he shoots out that do various things. And then Mirage, which his whole thing is like holograms. And my kind of concept for the movie was like Spider-Man has been doing this for years now. He finally gets somebody powerful enough, maybe someone like, I don't know, Tombstone and like Hammerhead, to take some of the like take influence from Spectacular Spider-Man and the Spider-Man video game. They kind of put like a bounty on Peter's head for whatever reason. I knew he did something, especially it's like, all right, we need to finally get this dealt with, and kind of have like a movie where all these characters come after Peter for some ridiculous, ludicrous amount of money that would make them crazy enough to go directly after Spider-Man and his home turf. I also thought this could be a way where we could introduce like, maybe the Chameleon to help like manipulate Spider-Man. Silver Sable, because Silver Sable's always had kind of a mixed relationship with Spider-Man in the past, because like they're a mercenary band, and they need money, and Spider-Man is Spider-Man, and they kill people. He doesn't do that normally. Blah blah. I guess I see the conflict there. Maybe they even work together near the end of the movie. I also maybe kind of introduce Craven in the mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, oh, we're hunting spider people. I need to beat everybody. It's my turn to shine. And like, I kind of have a fan cast for Craven, which is Mustafa Shakir, which he was in.
Okay.
If you want to know, so I don't remember his exact role. It's like Bush something, I think, in the Luke Cage series he played. He was really good in that. I think he'd be a good Craven. He was also rumored to have a scrapped role in Black Panther, I believe the first one. And it kind of had people thinking about, like, what if we had a, like, Wakandan Craven, which I don't necessarily know if that's what I would go to the direction with. I just think he, as an actor, would be a good Craven. And then when it comes to Silver Sable, Numi Rapace, I think is how you pronounce it. It's Swedish. And also, it was based off the spelling, very easy to make that sound phallic or rude. She was in Prometheus, Child 44, The Drop, and she plays, like, really good, strong characters that are flawed. And I think that works for Silver Sable, because that's inherently what her character is.
Yeah.
And Robby, do you have any questions? Because that's kind of what I got planned.
Not really, honestly.
Not really?
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted I wanted to have a movie where like we had Spider-Man fight all the villains and like kind of just get shit on for like a whole movie. And he's like, he takes out the goofy villains like Paste Pot Pete and like and Big Wheel would be an issue because it's a big wheel, kind of a hassle. The Wall. I just want to see the Wall. Like,
yeah.
Let's be real. Like, Spider-Man, you're the one wall you won't crawl. And like I want to see something like that. But in a way that makes sense for these characters to like want to come out. Because like, let's be real, Leapfrog, not a strong villain. He would never think to tango with Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if a gazillion dollars is on the line, well, I might as well try. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thought process.
Yeah.
And then Kraven's just in it because he's like, Spider-Man. I don't know. Maybe he's introduced earlier. Maybe he's a teaser in the last movie. I don't know. I just want to see Kraven hunt Spider-Man. And I don't know. I like the idea of Kraven coming in and like interfering with the other villains' schemes because he's like, this is my thing. Screw you guys. And kind of like causing even more conflict. I also even like the idea of maybe even Kraven and Spider-Man having to team up at some point or another, which I think that's might have happened in the comics once or twice of Spider-Man and Kraven having to like put their differences aside and like work together to like figure something out. But I just want to see all these characters introduced in like a fun way that doesn't take it too seriously, but takes Kraven super seriously because like he's like, Kraven's last hunt, the character he is. Does anybody else have any questions that to elaborate on? I think it's only fair that we get to prod each other at each other's ideas if you'd like to.
I'm thinking. So, where do like Ben Reilly and them fit in?
See, I was just like, maybe they're not in this movie. Maybe they show up near the end, like kind of help Peter. I was just kind of thinking, I think the Clone Saga should happen before a whole like Spider-Man Most Wanted situation. You know what I mean? I just felt like it was the natural progression of after like clones happen, everything breaks loose for Peter, and he can literally get zero rest. Because if we're gonna go off like the Spectacular Spider-Man kind of inspiration I'm coming from, of like Kraven was able to track down Spider-Man as Peter Parker because of the full. I don't think if I remember correctly, he doesn't know he's Peter Parker, but he's still able to track him down in a general area. So like Kraven is still able to cause like havoc for like everyday Peter's life because he's able to track down his scent. You know what I mean? So like maybe we have some other Peters running around. Maybe even like the clone thing just was kind of like the thing I came off the original idea of. But like maybe even the other Spider people are getting hunted because they have a similar scent to Peter. And I don't know. It was basically just a vague idea I kind of like forgot I left in there. But I would like to see the clones in there in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like the clones are arguably one of the stronger like side characters. Like in even if Marvel doesn't like to take advantage of them, like Ben Reilly, they kind of shaft like all the time. They screw Ben Reilly over all the time. So much so that I could talk about that for another 30 minutes. But that's all I really got. I just kind of like the idea.
Okay.
Anything, Brendan?
I mess with it. How there was like talks of like maybe merging some properties from like the Sony universe and Marvel and stuff. We saw that with like Venom and No Way Home. How would this impact the Craven solo movie coming out later this year?
We just have two Cravens.
We would just have two
We
Cravens.
just have two Cravens.
Okay.
No, they're variants. it's like one of those things where like I want Marvel to be able to do what they want to do, and I want Sony to be able to. Well, I want them to be able to do what they. Oh my gosh! Oh my god! I need to speak, and I think Sony should be able to do what they want to do. But with how Morbius went, I'm not too ecstatic about a Craven movie.
Somebody doesn't like the greatest film of 2022.
No, I liked Venom. I liked the Venom movies. The Venom movies were good.
Venom
but
movies are fun.
if they were at least if Morbius, I would have liked Morbius. It was the same quality as
Yeah.
it's Venom. Which Venom's not the best movie in the world. Robbie, would you agree with me that Venom's not the best movie in the world?
I mean, they're fun, but they're not
they're
like,
fun.
They're
exactly.
goofy. You can
Yeah.
hear Eminem go Venom.
You hear Venom, but
That song is in the first movie maybe once.
It's
Yeah.
very funny.
yeah.
And it has
Just
more,
once. And everyone's like, both Venom movies are just Venom.
I wish.
I get it. The
This
song's
speaks to the
cringy, but the
cultural
movies aren't
impact.
just
I-
Eminem.
Listen. I'll be real with you. Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, where we put this. Listen, I would be ecstatic if during every fight scene, someone edit together a version of Venom and Venom 2, where every fight scene, that Eminem song is playing in the background, because that would be the perfect movie for me. Honestly, that'd make the movie so much funnier to me. But that's all I got. Like I said, I don't really have anything to say. Unless you guys have questions that I can attempt to elaborate on. I kind of like half worked on this, had a cool concept, and I'm just kind of winging it along the way. I know Brendan's got like a Bible.
I have a PowerPoint presentation. Okay.
Lord.
So should we save Brendan for last, or should we let Gavin and his
That's
half prepared
Gavin's still
thing next?
working, right?
I'm just writing stuff down as I go.
I mean, I can go if you need more time.
You can go. That's
So
fair.
my movie is The Silver Surfer. Okay.
Make room for.
Yeah,
The
I
Silver
can
Surfer.
see you.
Now this is gonna be awkward.
You
But,
can use the arrows.
It's
but I also
sorry,
want to read
Twitch.
off my PowerPoint.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this takes place after Secret Wars. You can't really see anything on the slide, so I'm just going to turn it around. I'll only show it when I have pictures.
Yeah.
All right, takes place after Secret Wars, and this is going to serve as sort of the Quantumania for the next phase in introducing Galactus to the MCU, kind of showing what his deal is. It's going to be vaguely teased during Fantastic Four and in The Marvels, which is coming up. And the destruction of Zenla, which is Silver Surfer's planet, is going to be mentioned by Blue Marvel during either King Dynasty or Secret Wars. Blue Marvel being a character that's going to appear in the Marvels in like a smaller role, but in this movie, I'm having him as one of like the central characters. So for directing and casting, my goat Aaron Paul, I think should be playing a Silver Surfer. Really good at those emotional roles. I'm kind of going for a more like emotional, kind of like artsy feel with this. I want this to be Nolan's MCU directing debut, but I could also see Ben Affleck if they wanted to go for a different route. I have Silver Surfer's wife, played by Saoirse Ronan, who you might know from Lady Bird or Little Women. I have the Infinite, played by the incomparable Michael Cera. And then I have Galactus, played by Cillian Murphy.
Ooh, I like that.
Listen,
Sorry.
bro, I can't wait for Jesse Pinkman as Silver Surfer to be like, Galactus, you can't keep getting away with this. And then Galactus is like, yes, I watched Spider-Man die.
Right, so
I could have stopped it, but I didn't.
I'm going to kind of go for, like, I don't know, a Memento feel for this. So, like, the movie starts with the Silver Surfer waking up, just surrounded by like planetary debris and all that. Just obviously the destruction of a planet. He's just floating there. He's like, whoa. And then we see like a silhouette of Galactus like over like a sun. And I think that would be a really raw shot. And then we get to hear Galactus's voice, and that's one of the only times we hear him talk throughout the whole thing. And then we get a title drop. Alright, so main plot, the movie is going to focus on Norrin Rad and the quest to find like his past and stuff. So gonna follow him. He gets his mind wiped in the destruction of his planet, and now he serves as, the herald for Galactus, going to different planets and signaling their destruction and stuff. Not much is known about Galactus at the start, but as the movie goes on, it is revealed that he serves as a mentor figure to the Surfer, like thinking like Thanos and Gamora, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we find that Rad has been the Silver Surfer for thousands of years, but then he is sent to Earth, where he meets Blue Marvel, and he and Blue Marvel get into a little fight scene. They go toe to toe, but then Surfer is knocked unconscious, and basically he has a breakdown. He gets a memory of his wife. He's like, dang, what the heck was that? Who's that baddie? So he agrees to help Blue Marvel in exchange for information about his past to help solve a problem in Earth's quadrant. And this is where we get Michael Cera as the Infinite.
Yo, he looks so... Look at that, Gavin. He looks so cool. He looks so good.
So throughout the movie, it's just finding out more about Galactus's destruction of Nornrad's planet, Rad's attempts to stop it, and also the Infinite, who is going to be kind of like a carryover from the previous saga, where basically what happens is he appears like he's a multiversal traveler. He appears like in random places. Sometimes he can't control himself. He's really big. He's like a ginormous dude, like celestial sized. So they are trying to stop him from destroying the Earth, a la Eternals. And so at the end, Rad would go toe-to-toe with Galactus, confronting him about his past while beating the crap out of him. And after he does that, Galactus is going to surrender and banish him to Earth, where he serves as Blue Marvel, protecting Earth's quadrant. Mid-credit scene is going to show Rad receiving a distress call from space from Reed Richards, which would go into the Fantastic Four sequel. And end credit scene is going to be Infinite finding his way to nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy. And that is my pitch.
What do you guys say about that, Robby?
That's pretty cool.
Come on, Robby, you got a brain. You can use it. You see the smoke coming out of his ears on camera.
I'm kind of torn on if I really don't know if Silver Surfer could carry like an entire movie by himself. Is my thing.
My question is this his first appearance? Or like, will he be like one of those characters that like show up and then you get to see him in action a little bit, and then we learn more about him later?
I'm thinking he like shows up a little earlier on.
Okay.
Like,
then
I don't want his first appearance to be a solo movie.
No, I get that. That's why I was just asking.
I think what would be like. See, yeah, this wouldn't be his first appearance, but it's definitely not a solo movie. But I do like the Marvel specials would be a good Silver Surfer. Why can't I say Silver Surfer, dude?
Yeah.
I'm going to slam my head against this microphone and just break this room.
Like I think like one of the special presentations that they have on Disney Plus, like they did for Werewolf by Night, like they brought in like Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, and what's that lady's name? Bloodstone.
Elsa.
Yeah, Elsa Bloodstone. I think that could be a really good way to like introduce more of his backstory, like because I feel like he's gonna 100% be introduced in the first Fantastic Four movie, or like there's gonna be like some sort of tease or whatever, I don't know, but I don't think that like I feel like a special presentation would be better suited for his story, because I don't know how you would like stretch out to like an entire like 2.5 hour movie or two and a half hour movie.
Did you not listen to my script?
I did. It was good.
Thank you.
Do you not like just crying?
I can't handle vague criticism.
All right, now for the gold. I will say I do like introducing Blue Marvel, because we talked about it during the Wakanda Forever thing. We did.
Yeah.
Put respect on our man's name.
For real. I think honestly Blue Marvel is my like favorite, like the Marvels, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I think he's sorry, were you saying
No,
something?
you're good.
Like, I think Blue Marvel is just like got one of the most like interesting backstories because it deals with a lot of like civil rights movement era stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just that whole story is just like really interesting, and I really want to see how they like it if he's actually going to be introduced in the Marvels. I'm really kind of interested to see how they work his character in the MCU.
Oh no, I completely get
Your
that.
script was
And I
much.
agree.
Your everything was much well put together than mine was. Mine was just like Spider-Man fights a bunch of guys. The clones are there somehow. I don't know. That's just like 3 movies ago in my world. And Kraven the Hunter is this guy. That's much well put together than mine. Okay, Gavin, you got time's up, bud. You gotta do.
No,
yours.
I'm ready. I'm just pulling stuff up for like, the word I'm looking for here, like visual aid if I need. So let me tell you, my movie is The Midnight Suns, and it's bound to happen. But this is how I'd want it to happen, because I don't know what route Marvel's going to take whenever they finally get around to for it to happen in, almost 10 years, maybe, give or take. So my Midnight Suns roster, at least for this movie, which, just like in the comics, it may change due to the fact that there's a million supernatural characters. It'll be, everyone will be played by who they've already been played by. So you're going to have Blade. Doctor Strange will appear in it. Not for the whole thing, though. Moon Knight, Black Knight, Werewolf by Night. Every character
Yes,
has
a
the
lot of
word
night.
night in their name.
Yeah.
But Man Thing, Elsa Bloodstone will also be there. But I want them to ignore the Hulu show they made, Hellstrom, and reintroduce Damon Hellstrom and his sister, Satana, I think her name is, for the plot I have in mind. So the plot would start essentially with Doctor Strange in London, and they're still kind of like trying to like rebuild the sorcerers after the events of Multiverse of Madness. They're still lacking and they're still recruiting, and so he's kind of there just helping out, stuff like that, and some sort of like portal that's not normal, like it's not done with like a sling ring, it's like a different looking one, and Satana walks in. And she warns them of her father, who just so happens to be Satan, which it would be like, Marvel's Satan, not biblical, warning him that he plans on taking over the world and getting access to the Book of Vishanti, and essentially wiping out all of like just regular mortals and making the whole world basically a hellscape of different creatures. And it cuts over to, this would be like a post-Blade film too. So Blade that they're making now would have already happened. And I'm just going to sit here and assume that Black Knight's in Blade, and they've met. And
That's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going
with.
with.
Unless we get like a Blade
Considering-
origin story or something.
Yeah.
But
So basically, Blade and Black Knight are in London after the events of the Blade film, and pretend that it was Dracula or whatever. And they're trying to figure out like why the Ebony Blade works the way it works, and that's kind of the whole purpose of it. Meanwhile, Werewolf by Night, Man Thing, and Elsa have all teamed up to continue hunting down the hunters and stopping them from killing supernatural creatures. And they just so happen to be in London. Long story short, every character is in London, just by some type of connection.
just because.
Yeah, so like specifically like Moon Knight and what's her name? Red Scarab, is that her hero name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver Scarab.
Silver. Yeah, it's something Scarab. I think.
Yeah. So basically Khonshu's like because everything's interconnected in the God world apparently. Khonshu hears of Dracula's death from the Blade film. And we're going to assume that Dracula's the god of vampires or whatever. And so that sends Moon Knight and Homegirl to go defeat Blade because they don't know how everything's actually going down. So basically, they all team up. They fight Satan and his demons, etc., etc. they meet Damon Hellstrom from the whole process of it, because I think comics wise he's like sent by his dad to go help kill, but then he's like, I'm out of here. I don't like my dad. Want to help me kill him? So I want Damon Hellstrom to be played by Lakeith Stanfield,
Okay.
formerly seen in Atlanta. I want
Okay, I see him.
I want Satan to be played by
Donald Trump. No.
Trevante Rhodes, who
What was that?
What? A handsome man.
very much plays a great villain, and like a charismatic villain also,
Mhm.
because I feel like Mephisto's a thing too, and so I want Satan to be different from Mephisto. Obviously,
Oh yeah.
I want him to be more of like just a malevolent, just douche basically.
Oh yeah.
Whereas Mephisto's like a little bit more cunning and like more magic-esque. And then Amanda Stenberg, I want her to play Satana, even though she's only going to be in like 3 scenes total. And then at the end of the film, we, like the mid-credits, you see like a scroll that's like written in blood, and it's like a contract. You see it close by someone wearing leather gloves and a leather motorcycle jacket. And you hear someone just say, "Your contract is up, Mr. Reyes." And Robby Reyes turns around wearing like his version of the Ghost Rider jacket with like the big white panels on it.
Mhm.
And you hear, and like the disembodied voice is Lilith, mother of demons. And I want Jay Hernandez to play Robby Reyes.
Let me see on that. Let me see it. All right.
Okay,
All right.
I mess with it.
And then the post-credit scene, just for funsies, we're going to assume that another Spider-Man film is coming. The post-credit scene is just a web shooter right next to the Eye of Agamotto for another Doctor Strange Spider-Man team-up.
Yeah.
Mic drop. Questions.
Sounds lame to me. Sounds really bad.
Thanks,
I
thanks.
can't believe we don't get.
I'm not a
think
film
I-
right.
I think I would rather watch a Silver Surfer movie if I'm being honest.
I did skip the whole Spider-Man teaser. We're just watching Spider-Man. I think
No, that one's just called Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
I think it was pretty good.
I tried to give as much detail as I can without needing questions.
That's the wrong way to go.
But I
give
don't-
him as little details as possible. He fills in the blanks, and it seems much cooler in comparison. That's the way to go, baby.
Or
Choose your
you
own
just
adventure. Book.
lose the whole thing because no one wants to watch your movie, Zach.
No, man. If I say Spider-Man, everyone's like, Spider-Man movie? Well, I'm going to see that.
Nah.
Like I'm really keen on the idea of a Midnight Suns movie.
Yeah.
Because I think like there's just like a lot of different variations that they could do with that team. As far as the villain goes, I feel like I really don't know that much about like that kind of side of Marvel.
I did some. So I love that side of Marvel. We've already talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
But they made the Hellstrom Hulu show, which wasn't terrible, but it didn't take off the way they wanted it to. And so I think they should just completely, erase its existence. I mean, they already canceled it. That kind of made me look into the Hellstrom thing more, and like the kids of Satan, like basically fighting for Daddy's throne / backstabbing him all the time. I feel like that doesn't need to be its own thing until we know who they are.
That's fair.
Like why it start like I think that was the biggest problem with the show, is like it doesn't pull you in like, oh, I really want to see who they are, especially since the name of the show is just Hellstrom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured this is a good way of like putting characters that probably won't be around too much longer, hence like Moon Knight, because like by the time this is made, we'll already have 2 seasons of Moon Knight and then him teaming up in probably something else.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, like-
Oscar Isaac's not going to be around forever. So for this being like the first iteration of the Midnight Suns, I like threw in like characters that are like on the supernatural side, but won't be around for significantly longer in the MCU. Not the MSU.
Not the SMSU. I was like,
But,
what are you talking about?
HMSU.
But that's kind of where I was going with it. I want it to be like unique, so they can go into like the Lilith stuff later on that everyone like knows about the Midnight Suns.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about all of our ideas is that it shows that we want a little bit of a different side of Marvel. Because he wanted more of the cosmic stuff, you wanted more of the like the magic stuff, and I was wanting more of the goofy stuff. I want Pace Pop Pete, baby. He's the listen. Slight spoilers for the for the Superior Spider-Man run, but we get to see our man Pace Pop Pete return during the whole scenario. And he's helping our man. Super spoilers. If you know nothing about Superior Spider-Man, just skip like 25 seconds. But when Peter is within Doc Ock's body, right? One of the villains that helps Doc Ock escape and like reform himself is Pace Pop Pete, and he's part of the crew that goes to go fight Spider-Man. I was just like, what a pull, dog. Pace Pop Pete. He hasn't been relevant since Ultimate Spider-Man, where Ultimate Spider-Man was like, hey, I got a dumbass name. Like straight up, real scene.
So I'm signing on as a producer for your film. I've decided. I'm just gonna hijack the whole thing. Ben Reilly is gonna be played by Timothy Chalamet.
He's gonna be played by the guy who plays Steve Harrington.
He's got to look like a slightly skinnier Tom Holland, so we're going with Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet has said he wants nothing to do with the MCU.
No, that's why we're making him do it.
Yeah.
Because Ben Reilly's going to get screwed over anyway. Might as well screw over Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, that's Ben Reilly. He gets screwed over.
Brendan, let's be honest. If the money is good enough, anybody will join the MCU.
Who should play Kane? Because Kane is like, he's the edgy one. He's the edgy
Yeah.
man. Like, I don't know. We'll get Andrew Garfield back. We'll make him play Kane.
Well, I was gonna make a joke and say to have Tobey Maguire play Ben Reilly just cause.
That'd be so goofy. That'd be so goofy.
But like, at the point that your film's getting made, it'd be Tobey Maguire's old, so they have to like Luke Skywalker him and just de-age him with CGI.
We're gonna get young. We're gonna get the Great Gatsby version of I forgot his name. Oh my god, Tobey Maguire. Too many T-O's. Tom, Toby.
No, it should be Babylon Toby.
Babylon Toby. Dude, Babylon Toby, I want to say, Babylon.
He was the best part of that movie.
He was the best part of the whole, and he was scary. He was ugly to look at. I remember, because we went, there's nobody there, and we're like, ugh, like he was gross. But they did a good job of that. But, all right, any questions? We can just start harassing each other about each other's scripts now and trying to get Robby to win us over.
Yeah, we could do that.
We can start yelling at each other. Robby, so who's in first place right? Who's in last place right now? How about that? Knock one person out.
I think last place is Gavin.
Ooh,
that's okay.
I was so confident I was last place. But I was like, Spider-Man is gonna be a hard carry.
I got the good criticism. You got bad criticism. How are you not last?
As soon as you said Spider-Man at the end, I was like, oh no, he made a Spider-Man reference. His points just doubled.
That's just because there's no other post credit I could think of. Because I'm not gonna sit here and rebuild the. I'm not gonna sit here and rebuild the MCU up to that point, so I could be like, now we're teasing this movie that was in my 30-year MCU plan.
So what are you saying, Robby? Sorry.
So like I think it's not really that it was like it was a really good idea. I think it's more just like I personally am not like super invested in like the dark magic side of Marvel, but that's like I have the Midnight Suns game, and I'm wanting to give that like side more like attention. But I personally find more of like the super goofy and like cosmic stuff to be like a bit more interesting. But I think it was still pretty good.
All right.
I found Kane Parker, by the way.
Or,
Henry Danger himself.
Honestly, though?
No, you can see.
No, as Ben Reilly, I could see.
No.
No.
Make him the edgy one.
Not Kane.
You know who you should have in the movie? Wreck Rap. Remember that? That like, yeah.
Yes.
We need the disco, like Afro guy, like the trippy guy. Isn't there making a movie about him or something?
It's a Donald Glover.
Yeah,
They're
what,
making
He
what's
needs
his
to-
name?
listen,
The
he-
disco.
We're just gonna have him play the same character in my movie. That's it. Like,
I'm looking up the
ecstatic.
name. Spider.
Disco
Is it-
Dom,
is it-
baby.
Disco Thug?
I hope
No, it's like
not.
some like
I
really
swear
just mean name, dude.
it's a disco.
It's a Hypno Hustler.
Hypno. See, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, Disco Thug just sounds bad. I was like,
Yeah.
I know it's something dumb like that. But
And
it
Hypno
sounds-
Hustler is
so
better?
it's Hypno Hustler. Like,
Dude.
he shows up, movies, glowing reviews.
I don't know what Sony's doing, man. Like,
Good for them.
they're making an
produ-
El Muerto movie.
He's
Like,
well,
come on.
Donald
where
Glover
you showed up
himself is
what?
producing the film.
Okay, then this might be better than.
So
El
I don't
Muerto.
think this was originally in Sony's plans.
So, okay, now you can just rip on me and Brendan's ideas to try and see.
Yours was all over the place. There was no plot, and I played that plot in the Spider-Man video game. And yours is great, actually. Sorry,
Thank you.
What?
not like actually choosing a side, but like we thought ours out.
Yeah, yeah, but mine,
Zach-
mine has more merit to it.
No,
Yes, it does, guys.
No.
You're
yours has
tweaking, bro.
more unknowns than my Midnight
Then
Suns
let me
film.
fill them in. Ask me what are the unknowns. Ask me the questions. I'll
No,
fill 'em in.
So-
we don't have time for me to sit here and ask you who every single character is.
So who was the one that is like sets out the bounty again?
I recommended like Tombstone and because I was like,
Played by Cold Stone
At
Steve
some
Austin.
point, you get to a point where there's like too many characters in the movie.
I feel like you could do
they're
something
teased sooner.
like there's definitely a good story there. I feel like you could do something with like instead of Tombstone, have it be like Kingpin.
Yeah, I was
Putting out
trying
the
not.
bounty.
I was trying not to rip off. I was trying to pull characters that don't already exist in the MCU as much as I could. Because I was like, I don't want to pull on Daredevil's whole thing. I also
Yeah.
like Tombstone as a character because I was going off like Spectacular Spider-Man Tombstone, where he's like this rich guy, who people don't. Which honestly, in retrospect, Tombstone and Spectacular Spider-Man and Kingpin are kind of morphed into the same character almost.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? I never really thought about it. So maybe if I would have thought about it a little harder, I wouldn't have chosen Tombstone. But that version of Tombstone is really interesting.
Yeah.
I would like a Tombstone be like, all right, my turn.
I
Take
think
Spider-Man
if
over.
you have Tombstone, you have to connect him in some way to Swordsman from Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Then we'll do that, baby.
I mean,
Hey, you're the
that's
boss.
that's my personal ask.
This is just my pitch meeting, dog. I don't got nothing planned out.
Yeah. Like I feel like
You're supposed to have it planned out.
That's the point.
I feel like if you're doing like a Spider-Man movie, right?
You should be Spider-Man.
Well, it's not that. I feel like you got to have like a more known quantity than like cuz not everybody knows who Tombstone is.
You don't get it.
I mean, yeah, like
No, listen. No, I'll be clear.
I mean, people would just
I-
confuse him for Kingpin.
No, listen.
Yeah.
I lost to this.
he's like a yeah.
I want to be clear. I want to be clear, Robbie.
He has no.
Robbie, I want you to look at.
Just
Robbie,
give
I
it to
want
Brendan already.
Robbie, I need you to look at me, okay?
What?
I 100%.
Your face is covered by the monitor. I can't see you.
Well, look at me on the look at your webcam.
He
Well,
can't.
Listen, Robbie. Listen,
What's up?
Robbie. I 100% agree with you in every aspect. I came in here with Spider-Man and a fun idea, and you're breaking my heart right now.
Break it.
But listen, I'm
Shatter it.
I'm disappointed in you for putting mine above Gavin's. I should be last place right now.
Yeah,
straight
you
up.
should be.
I mean, okay. I'm not gonna lie. You two are like tied, basically.
how? He has no direction.
Listen, I said Spider. Listen, my whole thing with there's at least two.
It's
of
because
you-
I'm fat, isn't it?
I'm fat
No.
too.
I'm fat
Listen,
too. I'm
there's
the
at
same
least,
size
there's
as
at
you,
least two.
Gavin.
There's gonna be at
Skinny
least
boys
two.
winning.
There's gonna be at least two Spider-Men in my movie. That's already
Okay,
a
I
10
feel-
out of 10.
Okay, yeah, but you have okay.
I feel like the clones are too much.
Yeah.
That's where
like,
I'm lost. with it.
okay, I feel like
Well, you guys see. My initial idea was this was after a clones movie, so maybe the clones aren't in this one. Maybe they're reference or
All right.
something.
See, that's where you
Zach,
confused me
so-
because you said Clone Wars, and I was like, when did Star Wars become
I
a part of
meant
this?
the Clone Saga, but I don't want to say Clone Saga for one movie because it's not a saga; it's just a clone movie.
Okay.
I feel like if you just take the clones out of it, because it feel like kind of like a Spider-Verse rehash.
What did I tell you before this?
I don't listen to Brendan, so I don't.
Yeah.
This doesn't
What did I tell you?
I think
What's
your
he say?
Uncle Ben movie was better than this.
hey, can I pitch the audience my Uncle Ben movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it real quick.
All right,
yeah.
so this is partially he helped me with this, but Uncle Ben
Threw
movie
you under the bus.
he helped me with this. Uncle Ben movie, right? We don't know it's Uncle Ben movie. The movie's just called Ben. We don't know it's a Marvel movie, right? We just follow the sad, harrowing journey of this cop in Brooklyn, New York, the whole shebang. It's a whole like cop drama, right? Maybe references that like we don't realize they're like Spider-Man references yet, but like it's like a almost the Batman-esque kind of setting to where like it's like the Marvel universe within the criminal underworld is just heading around, right? And then blah blah stuff happens, and then he saves Aunt May at the end. We don't know. We don't know that his last name is Ben Parker this whole time. Then the movie's like, oh, what's your name? Who'd you save me? It's like, my name is Ben Parker. And then it cuts to black. Either that or he says Uncle Ben, and then we laugh hysterically.
Question. If he's a cop, how the hell do we not know his last name?
Every time it says, oh, hi, Officer Parker. We hear, Officer, as a car drives by. Or
they just...
Or you hear, hot dog, really loud.
Yeah,
New York.
they just like have like random sounds that just like mask his last name for the whole movie.
Listen, I'm just saying.
This is better than your Spider-Man movie.
Listen, I'll be real. I definitely put more thought into it. I definitely, for half our prep time, I was thinking about this idea because the concept of it was so fun. Now, I know I'm not going to say I would have swap them in, but if this was my idea from the start, how much better is it than Gavin's idea?
So like the Ben Parker movie over Gavin's?
Yes.
Gavin's is better.
What? What?
That? My movie be that?
At least my movie's funny. It's a comedy. It'll be played off as a comedy.
I mean, like, come on, dude. Like,
He was supposed to be an expert.
What about Patrick Warburton as Uncle Ben?
Yes. It's Patrick Warburton.
Hey, Peter.
Do I?
hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, May.
Just make a live action Family Guy movie.
Our nephew's gonna be named
Live action
Beta.
Family Guy movie under Marvel Studios.
I'm gonna name my nephew Peter after you.
I'm gonna name my nephew Peter.
I'll put it in the world with the brother.
They'll make like an evil Spider-Man. Just name him Retep.
My name is Dr. Doom. What?
My name's Victor.
Also in the Ben
Retep
Parker movie, we
Rectep.
introduced Dr. Doom as a scientist.
Huh?
So in the Ben Parker movie, we have like a forensic scientist, and his name is Victor Von Doom. But it's just
For no relation.
No relation.
No relation.
No relation.
Not-
He does look a lot like Dr. Doom though. Which
He
is
just
weird.
looks like him. He even like wears a mask at one point.
He has a weird because he's a welder too on the side. But yeah, no. I think Brendan easily wins this. I want to make it clear. Brendan's idea is well thought out.
You just wait until the DC movie happens.
I think
I'm gonna have Brendan being
I
his
do
pants.
want to say you and Brendan are actually close on mine, but he wins.
Oh no, Brendan put a little bit more like idea into like the growth of the film.
Oh yeah.
Whereas me, I'm sitting here like, I got the plot. What the hell do they do now?
I just came in here with a Spider-Man idea. I just wanted to talk about Spider-Man.
Quentin Tarantino to direct a
Oh,
Midnight
I
Suns
forgot to
movie.
say that. I wanted Tarantino to direct it.
Okay,
I
then
forgot
Gavin
to
would
say
win.
that part.
Gavin
Spicy.
Gavin would win.
I was gonna say it was gonna be a
If-
joint effort between Tarantino and Sam Raimi.
Quentin Tarantino directs mine too. But
he would never in his life touch a Marvel movie. But if he did, I would want it to be that.
That's what I was gonna. I forgot that was gonna be another big selling point. Was the director?
Honestly, I would love if Sam Raimi directed the Midnight Suns movie. That'd be great.
That would be cool.
That can happen.
Yeah.
I wanted Raimi in it because I want it to have its horror aspect still in it,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
want Tarantino because he can handle an ensemble cast very well.
Because like that was one of the coolest parts about Doctor Strange 2 was like all of the little Raimi-isms about the movie.
the fade to black with the circle dog.
Yeah,
That
that was so
so
funny.
funny.
I was like, what?
New-
What's he doing?
Well, dude, New York looked like his Spider-Verse New York. Like it was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. No,
Like-
I loved
It was
it.
gorgeous. Made me happy. So, let's take like 2 minutes tops and just repitch each other's films. So I'm gonna repitch Brendan's film.
Yeah,
Matthew McConaughey plays Silver Surfer, and he keeps rehashing the same joke
I got
from
just
Dazed
like
and
Gavin's.
Confused over and over again, and he's like, my favorite thing about the cosmos is it doesn't change.
So, all right, mine.
Sorry,
mine
that's
for
bad.
yours. I'm gonna steal from his pitch.
No.
Michael Cera is gonna play He's gonna play Blade. Actually, I want to make that clear. And then also Jesse Eisenberg. They look really similar. He's gonna play
Heisenberg.
Dude, I won't tell you like. I about just dropped the most like
I almost had Bryan
rancid
Cranston
like
playing
swear
Satan.
words at you. I about just called you like all the bad like swear words. It's like that was so infuriating.
It's a Breaking Bad reference.
Heisenberg. No, so no, but this
Wait until we get to that
but
bit.
Jesse Heisenberg is gonna play a variant of Blade, and he's but
Why are there variants?
because it's funny. And then Mephisto shows up and he's like, what were you doing?
Mephisto?
Oh, I was doing stuff. And then Blade variant says, I'm stuff. And then not Blade variant says, oh, no, Blade, no. And then Taffy comes in. He's like, Tony, you like cheeseburgers?
Stop.
Dude, all right, Zach, you need to stop.
That was worse than me making Matthew McConaughey the Silver
I'm just making
Surfer.
a shit post
So
live on here.
are we doing like serious repitches, or are we doing just like meme repitches?
No, I was gonna say the only thing I add to Brendan's is like making Galactus like a later thing.
My only real thing with yours is that like I don't know, just make it Mephisto.
I want it to be like a big. Well, my thing is like Mephisto is significantly powerful compared to like.
Ooh, that is a good point.
And same with like Lilith. Like, Robbie, you're playing the Midnight Suns game, so you at least know the name Lilith. She's the mother of demons,
Yeah.
and so like, she was like the biggest villain they faced like in the comics essentially, and I want the death of Satan, who is her like illegitimate father. I want that to be like pushing her to do whatever she does in the film that follows it up.
Okay, understand. If you have thoughts for later,
Yeah, because like
okay.
this is gonna be your 2012 Avengers film for the Midnight Suns. You know, like they all meet. The villain's not that big of a threat. Let's be real here. But at the end of the film, it sets up like you get your little Thanos thing with Lilith slash Mephisto in the background.
With your movie, see, Brendan has his pretty much like laid out bit for bit for bit, damn near line for line.
Yeah.
Your movie didn't have as much work put into it, so that I can't put as much criticism because it's just like it's a good fleshed out idea. You're the halfway point between me and Brendan.
I need someone to write it for me.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a really good idea that if it were fleshed out, there might be more issues on the line if it were more fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we have right now, really good idea. Brendan's really fleshed out because obviously Brendan's been dreaming about that movie for about 15 years.
Brendan said this when I first met him.
Brendan's like, I love
Like,
Blue Marvel.
We were talking about something, and Brendan's like, I can't wait to have a Silver Surfer film.
You know what I can't wait
about
for?
Our DJ shift.
A Nova movie.
Dude.
Oh, that
no.
I was
Nova
gonna
special presentation.
I was
Nova
gonna pitch
special
that.
presentation. Silver Surfer movie. I would have pitched a Nova movie if I thought it would be a movie. Straight
Well,
up.
I mean, you could technically we could have pitched like
Now-
special presentations.
Now you get to repitch mine.
Repitch Zach.
Oh yeah, you have the perfect thing.
Michael Cera is Spider-Man, and Jesse
Alright.
Eisenberg is
No,
Spider-Man.
McLovin, Spider-Man.
McLovin is Spider-Man.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Brad Pitt is Spider-Man.
So we bring back the clones. We bring back all the characters from the Amazing Spider-Man and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Big multiversal Spider-Versal event. We bring in all the Spider-Men from Into the Spider-Verse.
All of
We
them?
bring in Walter White as Dr. Octopus.
Okay, you had. Oh, wait, yeah. I thought you were making a Breaking Bad
Timeout.
joke.
Timeout. Keep going. I'm
Yeah,
listening now.
I thought you were making a Breaking Bad joke. For a
I
second.
thought you said. I thought you were straight up like Heisenberg from Breaking Bad is Doc
Low
Ock.
key, Bryan Cranston would be a pretty nice Doc Ock.
I almost had him as my Satan.
I think he definitely deserves like a big role.
Oh,
I would have put
absolutely.
him. I think he could be Galactus, but I feel like
You already have Aaron Paul.
having him and Aaron Paul in the same
Yeah.
script would be memeing too hard. That'd be a bit
No,
much.
I think he'd be a good like Mephisto or something. Like I don't know.
Dude,
with how much good of like a physical actor he is, he needs someone he could be physical with.
Hey,
Get it?
Brendan wins on the
He wins by technicality. His was the only good one. No.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, I
I
won
tried,
by Photoshop.
okay? I
yours-
don't write
Like I said,
films.
yours is really good. Yours is like yours a really close second place.
Mine's like I have an idea and I need Brendan to help me hash it out.
If I wouldn't have thought the Ben Parker movie idea was so funny, I would have fleshed mine out more. But I kept coming back to it because like, what if I just pitched this?
Well, we're gonna see what happens
Well,
next
I mean-
time we pitch a film.
Madam Web is basically just a Ben Parker movie.
Yeah, basically, it's gonna be Ben Parker just being badass for no reason.
Yeah.
That movie's gonna be so bad.
Dude,
but
Adam
it's gonna-
Scott as Ben
I
Parker
got
is
slight faith in it. I don't think it's gonna be great, but I don't think it's gonna be as bad as it feels like it's gonna be.
I feel like it's at least going to be interesting because it's actually like connected to
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
That's true. Yeah.
unlike Venom and Morbius, which are just Spider-Man villains. But
Venom,
without Spider-Man.
Venom's fine.
I like
Morbius was the only one that just felt pushed and rushed, and that's exactly how
See,
El Muerto is gonna feel
See,
too.
I don't know anything about like the Madam Web. I actually have not. I don't know anything about it. But if we're gonna get
Sydney Sweeney.
if we're gonna get more like Spider-Man, like live action Spider-Man out of that, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've complained about this. Why in the hell are we making a bunch of Venom and Morbius and El Muerto and Hypno Hustler movies? Just make a goddamn
Zach.
Ben Riley movie
No,
or Silk or Noir.
Silk is getting her own TV series now.
I
Yeah.
for
didn't hear about
Prime.
that. Well, good for her.
Zach. Have you ever played Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions?
Yes, several times.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you just pitched that again.
Yeah.
Good.
It's like Tanner when he goes, "I'm thinking a TV show about damage control."
Listen, I'm
And
just.
I was like, Tanner, that was thought
I'm
of
just
and
saying.
canceled.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and then what was the other one? He goes, "How about a Craven origin story?" And I was like, Tanner, that was already created and will be out this year.
Listen, you say it's shattered dimensions. It's not even that. Like they did it in like the original Spider-Man cartoon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's,
No, I
it's-
remember that.
It's one of the things where it's like it's just a storyline that works well.
Yeah, like-
Madam Web. All right, Ben Riley, Spider-Man 2099, and Noir.
I really.
Madam Web's kind of doing that. They just went with like the more female Spider-Man characters.
Oh, good. They need to get even less representation.
Because we're not going to get
Spider
like Jessica
Woman.
Drew or anything like
Good.
that, but we are getting Spider-Woman character or like women Spider-Man characters
Mhm.
that have spider abilities.
Yeah, no, which I'm good. That's even better than Ben Riley for me
'Cause
because
it's
they
basi-
need more.
Because if they didn't have it that way, it was about to be the Terminator, but with Spider-Man characters.
Yeah. So Robbie was saying something, but we both interrupted him. What were you saying, Robbie?
I don't remember.
But
Bing ball.
I think it's time we wrap it up, boys. But what I will say is, this went well for the most part.
I think so.
And next time, I'll think a little bit more ahead of it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hey, see, maybe.
Maybe Zach, we'll sit down and do it together.
I have an idea. Maybe next time how about we decide what next time show is going to be ahead of time, so we
Yeah.
get a
Yeah,
lot of prep
'cause-
time instead of
Hey,
2 hours.
phone works
Yeah,
both ways.
you-
Phone works both ways, buddy.
You guys texted me like 3 hours ago to do this.
I was told
Hey.
we were doing this an hour before we started.
No one asked me what the plan is.
I didn't even know when I was supposed to be here. Till,
Robbie's
like,
the
10
only
before
one
it
that
started.
gets a free pass here because he's not normally
You're
here.
the boss. You tell us what we're doing.
No, it's our podcast.
Okay.
But-
I'll be more on it.
We will see you next time with Shut-ins Unplugged.
Love you guys.
Thank you
Alright,
for watching this
bye.
main.